What's up? This is for anybody watching. This is me and Jude and Austin's beginning of our drum and bass track. I wanted to record it so people could watch it, see the process, see the thought process. All right, let's jump in. The first thing that I'm noticing is my BPM, if you look up here, is 174. And I've got my reference track, which is Reaper, Call My Name. It's a cool track. One thing I notice is it's super loud. Like, I don't know if I want to make it that loud. For instance, let me show you what I'm talking about. When it gets to the drop, watch the levels, watch the luffs. So the whole thing is at like -1, but it still sounds great. There's nothing wrong with the mix. I think I can hear the girl's voice clearly. But wow, -3 luffs, you know, right here on the Swiss Army, telling me what exactly it's doing. I think Spotify wants -14, so this is -3. I don't know. I'm not going to be the what's the best. I'm just going to build a beat around the arrangement. So why did I break this down? I want to show you. I'm going to do this in different colors. The red is the chorus. Let me see. Okay, so that's like the chorus. The green is going to be the build up. And blue is just intro. I'll make it a different color. Make it white. White is like intro and outro. And green is your build. Let's actually do blue for build. Blue for build. And then red is just your drop. But what is the difference between the first drop and the second drop? This actually needs to be another color. So you need to make it yellow because it's not the same. When it drops, it's halftime. Let's listen to it. That's halftime. Still halftime. Still halftime. Maybe the whole thing's halftime. Okay, so sometimes they'll go back into the drum and bass, and if they were to have done that, I would have made it red. But this is super easy for me when it comes to my song with Jude and Austin of like, what are we gonna do here? So I just make this. I'm actually gonna make a MIDI track. This is how I kind of organize things. I'll do white, and I'll call this spacer, and then I'll make an actual MIDI track so that I can physically give me some space, duplicate that. See if I can just group that. Okay, so there's like a big brick of space. Everything underneath the reference track is what I'm going to start working on. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to do a group. This is going to be the main instrumental. So I'll make it black. I'm going to turn it down by -10. I'm going to work with a ton of headroom. This is just so I can change the master gain on my instrumental. First thing I want to do here is start with my drums. Today I'm just going to work from start to finish. I'm going to mimic everything he did with his drums, and then I'm going to send this to Jude and Austin so they can start placing splice sounds and doing all that. I'm just doing some of the legwork to make that happen. So let's go to handy dandy Splice, and let's do, first is going to do a drum rack in Ableton, then we'll go to Splice. Okay. So let's do, I'm going to call this kick, and then I usually make another one named snare, and we'll make one called hat. And then we'll make one called perk. This is so I can change the levels. And then we're going to group all of those as drums so that you can run them all through a bus or whatever you want. All right, so we've got our first thing. Let's make drums. Let's make them pink. Yeah, we're going to have some fire pink drums. Okay, cool. So here we are. Here's our drums. We've got, let's start with the drop. That's pretty easy for the kick. Now, I don't know what key this song is going to be in yet. I'm just looking for a drum and bass kick. So on Splice, I'll type in the word kick, and then I'll actually go to one shots. And then what you can do is if you go to genre and you find drum and bass, people have pre-made really good kicks. But what I want to do is listen to his kick on the chorus. So I can tell his kick is very thuddy, very short, and to the point. I'm just getting rid of those highs so I can hear that kick. I mean, it's super short and thuddy, so let's find something that's like that. I mean, this one right here, that's super short and thuddy. I like that a lot. This has a lot of good uppers, but I'm not exactly sure. I'll add it, but I'm not exactly sure we'll use it. This one's great. This one right here. I'm going to go with that one. And don't worry if it's not like the final one. I mean, I can always come back and change it to something else. This is just so I can give the boys, you know, a layout. All right, so let's mimic this. So let's go to convert drums to new MIDI track, and we'll see how well they can save me time. Let's see here. What? I don't know if this is right. Hang on. Yeah, that is not right at all. Ableton, you failed. I'm gonna have to do it myself, and that's okay. All right, let's listen and let's put in appropriately. Eighth notes, here we go. Okay. Okay, here we go. I want to say it's actually right here. And you can just compare the two. You can actually just look at it. Let's make sure everything's lined up. Yeah, that's not lined up. One moment. What are we at? 174. So let's go to, yeah, this guy needs to be right here. Wonder why. Maybe it's not 174. Maybe it's different. think that's a better lineup. Okay, so we've got, what did we say this was? Intro and outro, build is blue. And then we've got 2 different ones. I think this is better. Let's just make sure that's hitting on the 1. Okay, we're good. Okay, so that just tells me exactly where I need to be. Perfect. All right, let's do it. You can hear my kick now on top of it, and we're just gonna match it up. There. Easy peasy. I mean, it's pretty basic. I mean, that obviously is a little more complicated, so let's figure out what he's doing. Let's start here to give ourselves some. Okay, I know that one for sure. I think he's doing this. Like this. But right here, I think it goes into 16ths, so it's like. Oh, that's a double snare. Okay, gotcha. So let's just help out, you know, them to where they don't have to worry about this. Even if this isn't the final sound, we'll still have the effects on it. What is this on? Auto filter. Yeah, that doesn't need to be there. This guy. Let's do a. What is he doing with his filter? So I think he's doing a high pass. So let's do something like this, where he like kills the lows. Not much. Something like this. I think it's less, actually. It's a little bit. All right, let's see what he's doing. All right, it'll be close for now. So that's good. So let's go to the only place where the auto filter is going to be on is right there. Now let's duplicate this and listen to what he's doing for the second half. Most likely, context clues would tell us he's probably going to do something like this. Let's go. Still good. Is that the same? Hang on one second. Let's solo this too. I think it's the exact same. But if it's not, we'll change it later. Okay. Good job. We got our first one. So let's now move to our second one. I don't think this is going to be anything like what we're doing right here. So I'm going to actually just start with a fresh one. All right, let's do it. This is halftime, I believe. He starts out with a kick, so that's good. Okay, tum tum ka. Here we go. Okay. Not too bad so far. Now, for something right here, I have a I have a feeling it's the same thing, so I'm just gonna try my luck on it. Let's save me some time. I mean, that was different, so that's good. And then for ours, you know, I kind of want to go back into drum and bass, so I'm just gonna put this right here, even though that's not what Reaper's doing in his. That's why we're different. We're gonna go back to that drum and bass. All right, so that's the kick. Let's see if there's any more kicks anywhere. That's an impact. Those are toms. It's not the actual kick. That's like a sample. I think that's just a sample. I can find a sample. Gosh, what key am I in? What is this kick? Let's go to tuner. Tuner should help me find out what key this kick is in. No? Why aren't you working, tuner? Maybe I have to do it. Let's go to transform. Whatever. Let's take tuner off of that and just drag it in to like a regular old deal. It's not telling me, but that's okay. I can find out. We can find out by using the hertz, you know, what hertz it's in. Okay, here we go. Doesn't want to tell me, that's okay. Still doesn't want to tell me. That's all right. I can just transform it. Oh, goodness gracious. Warp it. We're going to go to Complex Pro, go to Envelopes. We're going to go to Clip. We're going to go to Transposition. We're going to go up 12. It's a C. I thought I saw C for just a second. Oh, why is it not giving me anything? That's weird. So weird. What if I go 24? Interesting. I'll have to figure out that. Let's try it with Melodyne real fast. figure out the key of this kick. I mean, I can also do an EQ and just look for the deal. It says F sharp. F sharp, interesting. So let's put it back to its normal. And let's go to Melodyne now and see what's going on with it. A. All right, if you think it's A, then we need to fact check real fast. So it's either A, F. Okay, now let's do an EQ, and let's see where it's hitting on here. All right, so the highest point is kind of this guy in this area. 60. All right, let's go to I really should have this pulled up already. Note to frequency chart. All right, so we're looking at like 60, somewhere in like the 40 to 100 range. Let's see if that translates anywhere. Hertz. A is 55. Let's just go with A for now, because it could be any of these, and for some reason, I just don't want to spend too much time on it. Let's just go for A. So let's pretend as if this is in A. So let's save live set as, I don't know, we'll call this drum and bass song. 174 BPM, key of A. And that's gonna be it. Drum and bass song, 174 BPM, key of A. I could be wrong, of course, but whatever. Okay, so now we've got something going on. So let's do the next thing. Let's go ahead and put all our stuff. Let's find an impact in the key of A, just to make it easier for them to have this A minor, whatever. Let's do one shots. I think his is an A minor, so let's go listen to his. There's a plugin that I highly recommend for everybody watching. It's called Mixed In Key, and here it is. You just press play on it, and it automatically tells you the key of the song. Well, I should probably take my auto filter off. There we go. But look, it's telling me the BPM 174, which is correct. I know it's 174 because I got it right here, 174. This is telling me it's A minor, and that's based off of what it's hearing. So let's let it play for a second, just to confirm. Play the drop. I should pick this up pretty easy. Alright, A minor, that's great. Okay, so then we're going to try to do this in A minor as well. So let's go to Splice. Let's look up a impact in the key of A minor. And I love this. I can just click A and then go to minor. And man, from the very jump, they all sound really good. Let's go to sound so you can hear it too, because I know you're wanting to hear it as well. Multi-output. Okay. There you go. Now you can hear it. Now this is all just preference. I could do genre and go to drum and bass. I don't really think that gives me much. This one right here, the very first one, is pretty generic. It's long, so I like that. So let's add another. We'll duplicate this and we'll call this impact. But that actually needs to be a audio track. So we'll rename this as impact. Impact. Okay. So we're going to drag this in just to the very first. I like to unwarp things, even though it's not the right tempo, for something like this that doesn't actually have a, and let's clean up that edge. It's not really coming in exactly on the one. There we go. It's a little better. Listen to it real fast. I might even fade it so there's no clipping, even if it's just a little bit. But yeah, you know, the difference between this and this might be a little shorter. I think it always sounds a lot cleaner if you just let it do its own thing. All right, here we go. My group still needs to be at negative 10 because I want a bunch of headroom for my master in the end. So all of this is at 0. So if you look on my master, this is just a limiter, but it helps me see it. So if I press play here, see how small that is? That's giving me a ton of headroom. So if I go to 0, oh my gosh, it's massive. Well, that's probably where we want to be eventually. But for now, I need to be able to control that. So I just put it in a group. And I'll just name this, let's see, gain adjuster. It's just very simple. All right, so let's listen to his beat. Let's try to keep adding stuff that he made. And because this is a song that everybody likes, it's a good formula to start with. So I can even mute this for now and just listen to his. I'm just listening for low-end kick type stuff. Stuff that's really gonna like be, you know, worthy of a Splice sample. An ominous one. Okay, riser, there you go. That's a pretty standard riser. We can find that. Let's go to riser. Key of A. It could be A minor, depending on. That's not bad at all. I like how long it is. I would much rather a long one than a short one. So let's go ahead and put that in here. Now we're going to create a new group inside of here. And this one is going to be called Special Effects, FX. Go riser. And, you know, these aren't the final. I'm just trying to match kind of what's going on in the song. Let's see how he's got his thing doing. So this is just a riser right before the big one. So if that's the case, let's see if there is, let's try BPM. Sometimes people will pre-make stuff. Don't like that. We can always make our own riser too. Like if you go to presets, this is why I love Splice. But let's listen to which one he has. It's very light. So let's find something that's light. That's light. I like that. This one so far is the best. So let's go in here where it says riser, and we're actually going to put Serum on top of this. Fine. I'll make my own Serum track. Be like that. I think that's the cool thing about the age, you know, the day and age we live in, is they give you everything to start with. You just have to go make it personal, you know what I mean? So, okay, here we go. let's make this riser A, key of A minor really, but let's go to A. You can also just hit legato if you want to make it full. Alright, let's do this. Why can't I hear anything? Let's go here. Oh, it's soloed. So there's like this noise right here. I don't know if I like it. That I like. You hear how light that is? It's very similar to what he was doing. See how it's just that? Okay, so let's keep that one. I like that. We can adjust the volume later, but just finding the sound, I like that a lot. And then here's a trick. I learned this from deadmau5. If you just put a limiter on it, like straight up a limiter, and you crank it, see how it starts limiting? What you're doing is you're making the whole thing. I'll actually duplicate and show you what's happening. You can learn a lot just by watching these production videos. So this is a cool trick. Freeze and flatten. Notice the gain here. Look at the shape of it. Now if I take this limiter off, let's look at the shape of it again. What can we learn from this? Well, first of all, with the limiter on there, it's massive. It's a much louder sound. So you're trying to get everything up. So if we put I believe a compressor on it as well, we could get a more uniform sound. So let's just put that on there and freeze and flatten. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get a very oh, I didn't have my limiter on. Let's go back. Limiter. Let's see. Once you play around with it, you'll see how this is very almost the same volume throughout the whole thing compared to this, which is it has a little dip. See right here how it has a dip in it? I don't want that. I want consistency. I want thick, and I honestly want it to do this number. Yeah, keep getting wide because you're building tension. I don't want to lose tension. And what that is that's the hertz. That's the where it is through the A, you know, getting to faster and faster. Sometimes it loses girth. So that is a quick way. Put a limiter, put a compressor on it, and then you get a really cool, you know, sound out of it. So what I'll do is I'll keep the audio one, which I really like. I mean, I guess I don't have to, but it's already rendered, so I'm just going to group these two together, and I'm going to call this riser. All right, so now we've got this guy. And then we just get to automate the gain. Let's see how you can hear that clearly the whole time. And we'll actually chop it right here. So that's good. Good job. Good first step. Okay, so we got the riser taken care of. We've got the impact taken care of. What else in his song do we need to focus on? He's got these claps. We'll do that later. That's almost like a hat. I mean, the arpeggiator, we'll do that later. Just looking for low end. Alright, so let's think about those drums. That's just your basic drum and bass. So type in drum and bass drums. and then you want to go into the key of A minor or A, probably, let's figure out. Yeah, something like that. So let's just grab that. And like I said, we're only trying to give our friends who are going to take this and run with it most of the pieces of the pie so that they don't have to do all this themselves. They're already great producers, but you got to give them something so they can just focus on the sounds. Here it comes. Okay, that's when I hear it. So I'm just going to cut this in half. Maybe I'll use this half right here. And I'm going to put an auto filter, but let's listen to what they're doing on that. Okay, that's a high pass, I believe, or low pass, whatever it is. So let's just do that. So go ahead and put a auto filter on your drums. Auto filter. And let's find where he's cutting it off at. So let's listen with our EQ. We can physically see what he's doing. Alright, now let's make some adjustments. Okay, I don't hear any drums from 1,000 hertz and up. I do hear him, so that makes me think he's got like this shelf on it. Probably something like this. Probably something like that. So let's do that. Let's take this and put sort of a EQ on it that will follow, that will give us that sort of sound. Right there at 1,000. And then let's listen to see if he does any automation. It goes up. Okay, perfect. So this one is going to go up in frequency like so, but only after the second half. So like this. Maybe not that drastic. A little bit. Here we go. There it goes. Which is interesting. It sounds like reverb. It's just the frequency. Okay, so we've got those. Let's listen to what else he's doing. Is it the same thing here? Yeah. So that's where he stops it. So let's just do this. Not hard. Interesting. What is that, a kick? Clunk. That hat. Tap, 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 tap. It's kind of like a clap. Tap, 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 tap. Let's find that hat real fast. It's pretty consistent. We'll just do it one shot. Now we got to listen and see exactly what kind of hat that is. You know, you can do your own stuff, but we're just trying to mimic a little bit right now. can kind of hear it. It's not as close. That's a great one. That might be it right there. Okay, I think I can work with these three. So let's go down to hats. And let's put in a Delio. I like this one. I like this one, and I like this one. Which one did I do? Okay. We've got this one. This one is, the middle one's the one I think sounds the most like it. Okay. Cool. But what I want to do is I want to actually make it a full to get the most of the sample out of there. And then before I do all this, I check the sample to make sure it's starting exactly on the one, or like the initial part of the sample. There's a high point right here. Let's see what this sounds like. I might want it on the very tip. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it there for now. All right, I know that this starts right here as well. Right? Okay, so let's do a like a clap underneath it, but it's not going to be too in your face. It's just something that kind of matches what's there. No way. That's actually good sound right there. I think I want that one. So now we'll come over here to the clap. Did we already do clap? I don't think we have clap in here. This is, I'm going to name this drum plus bass sample. And then let's duplicate it, and then we'll do a clap instead, where that goes. Which one did I get? This one? No. Wait, where am I? Oh no. This guy. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to our right here. And then let's listen to it real fast. See how that's got a kind of a snare behind the second one? I don't know if I want that. So let's just do this. Let's just take the first one. Cool. I really like that noise. I think it sounds great. The tonality sounds wonderful. So we're going to put that here. And really just building this grassroots. And then let's zoom in and make sure that's on the spot we want. It looks good. So now let's go here. We've got this. Sounds good. Super basic, just like what he said. Now that snare, let's take care of that real fast. Sorry. So that's like a... Okay, Okay, so let's listen to that. I can actually hear... I think the clap is left in there on that one. I think it's like this. I feel like I can hear this still in there. Yeah, I feel like that's what's happening, but let's give it a chance and see. Let's see what this is. Yeah, I don't want that in there. Now let's listen to that snare. Let's find something simple. Very high pitch, very trappy. If you're good with knowing your keywords, then you can definitely find something that sounds like it. There it is. That's tight. I like that. I'm not even gonna worry about anything more. I like that one, so we're going with it. So let's go to snare right here. This tight one. And we're gonna make that legato. And then we're gonna look at this. There we go. There we go. Sounds great. Everything's in the same key. Everything sounds good so far. Good. Yes. So good. So clean. Squeaky clean. All right. But is that the same snare as the drop? No. Different snare. Listen. The second snare is so much, it has so much more, let's see, can you all see me? It has so much more girth on it. It's like the difference between versus, it's a little more down. So just, yeah, that's fine. Now our duty is to find something that has a little more girth on it, which is appropriate for a drop. You know what I'm saying? All right, snare in the key of A. I want something deep. So let's go to drum and bass. Genre, drum and bass. I think that'll help us out. Here we go. There's 31 samples in the key of A. Listen to the decay time of this real fast. Let's see what this is. It's very short. So that's what we want, something short. I mean, that is short. That's a good one. The very first one, nothing wrong with it. It's very thick too. I like the first one for now. TSP Lout. Just want to make sure that's not what we just put in here. Okay, we're good. Cashmere tight. All right, so let's go to, I'm gonna call this snare 1. And then we're gonna duplicate this. And we're gonna call this drop snare. All right, cool. So let's just go to, and we can replace this cashmere tight with this one. And that is a freaking huge snare. Good Lord, so crusty. They just limited it. They're like, yeah, we're just going to push it. There's nothing wrong with that as long as it sounds good. All right, and it comes in right here. So let's listen to this. All right, I'm going to open this up. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a lot of the same things for a little while, so I'm just going to do this for now. Bling blong 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 blong. Okay, here we go. Snare. 1, 2, 3, comply. Okay. That's a double. We don't have to stick to this, it's just idea. Okay, so this is out. Okay, gotcha. So these are actually two different snares. So let's find another one. That's kind of fun. I like that. This is where we get to start having fun. We're like, oh, I like that. So you just pop it in there. Yeah. All right, cool. So let's go on to the next section. And this is, remember, this is probably going to be halftime. So we got to account for that. Yep. Exactly right. So let's take all this out and let's go. And then we can actually make this larger. So. What is that? 1 bar? Half bar. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, let's tighten this up right here. So he goes. So. Gotcha. And we gotta go up here. Okay, I like it. Now let's listen to his hi-hats during his mix. I think they're just quarter notes personally, but let's see what we can get into. Let's look for a hat that's very, very chorusy. Hat, key of A, 1 shot, very loose. Open hat. I should probably write that. Open hat, key of A, loose. 1 shot. That's beautiful. This one's awesome. It may not sound awesome right now, but I've got big plans for you. Oh, I got big plans for you. Hi-hat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, here we go. So let's look at the sample. Yeah, let's try it out. Yeah, I don't know why it's so quiet though. Now what's he doing with his? It's just like relentless. So let's follow suit. Okay, let's try this out. Probably gonna increase the volume. Just gonna put a utility on it. Let's put it up 6. Okay, cool. I love the way this is sounding. Now let's put a like a sidechain compressor on. Start with the hat because that kick, I don't want it to clash. So we're gonna go to sidechain from kick, kick. Slow attack time. Let's listen. Sorry. Okay, I like where that sits. All right, let's go back to his. Let's listen what the drums are doing. Cool. On this kick too, let's look at the utility on it. So if I am to adjust, this is at 0 for my master. Yeah, it needs to be a lot louder than that. So let's go to my kick and put a utility on it. Utility. Let's boost it 6. Oh, whoopsie. There we go. So this sounds good. 8's good. It's a little too loud. Let's go to 7. Let's just do 6 for now. See how it's like, it's super up there, but it's not like the biggest thing on it. That snare is actually a really good right here, let's take out this snare so it doesn't make it clip. Uh-oh, what was that about? What's going on here? Huh. Don't know what's up with that. All right. So let's look at our main. It's pretty loud. I like it. The snare can be a little bit louder. So let's go to drop snare. just looking at it in here. See how the kick and the snare, the kick is a little bit bigger than the snare, so let's make that snare, we're going to keep increasing until it's like the same. Why would it go higher right there? That doesn't make any sense. What is, that doesn't make any sense. Auto filter. Wait a second. It's only supposed to be on right there, right? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, maybe it's, oh, wait. Yep. Velocity. Whatever, you can just take this guy right here. Okay, velocity was different. All right, here we go. Okay, good. Everything sounds smooth. Now let's close the drums and let's listen to what's going on for anything else. I think everything else is just like synth and beat. Now that has different drums in it, so I will get to that later. But just to give like a beefy, you know, a beefy drum deal, now I can send this to Broski, and he can start picking out sounds that he likes. And he can be like, yo, I saw this really cool sound. I like it. I think it matches, or we can do something different. So that's basically my process of like, oh, I like this song by Reaper. I'm going to recreate it. But let me do one thing before I leave. I want to change it up a little bit so it's not a copy and paste of Reaper's. So let's go to our drums here. So we are going to have that stutter. Ying, ying, ying. But what I'm going to do is right here, I'm going to do something different. Here we go. Boom, bop, boom, bop, boom, bop, 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 boom, bop. That's what I'm going to do. Here we go. Just to make it different. Boom, bop, boom, bop, boom, bop, 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 boom, bop, boom, bop, boom, bop, boom, bop. So it goes. Wait. Oh, wait. Oh, gosh. 1, 2. I think it's just double snare. Go back to my drumming days. I think it's a hat that needs to be there. Okay, cool. So let's do my, let's go back to these hats right here. Hat 1. Not these right here. And let's do a selective. So this would be, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Maybe I can even make this a little wet. Give it a little reverb. Not much. Okay, I don't like that sound. I want a little bit open of a hat. Let's see.
Oh yes.
Gonna snag that.
Oh yes.
How are these hats? Open hats. I want real. This one was real.
Oh yeah.
That's a real hat. So let's take this guy. And we'll go over here and we're going to put him like right. Shaw. So. Nope, I just went right here. Is it this guy? Check me out, look. Here we go. Some real drumming right here. Let's do it. That sounds a little better. It sounds like a real, so it's like. Ooh, tight. I like it. So look, I just added a little something extra, a little flair, a little something for you to snack on. And already it's going to be a lot different. So that sounds great for drums. Now let's figure out let's do like a synth or something to just kick it off key wise. Now I have a piano here in the studio that I could use, but I have a feeling I'm just going to rather just play something on the keyboard. Let's listen to what they're doing. It's an arpeggiator. Dun, 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 dun. So let's just do that. Don't overthink it. Just type in arpeggiator. We're gonna change it. Don't worry, it ain't no stealing. It's inspiration. I just type in arp presets. And now this all comes down to taste. You can pick whichever one you want. It doesn't have to be like one or the other. Just find something that for you're inspired by. Like, don't worry about what everybody's thinking. Just right now in this moment, which one do I like? That's about as easy as it gets. Ooh, I like that. I like that. That sounds dope. All right, so go to Serum. I'm gonna put that bad boy in, and it's gonna have to be in the key of A because that's what everything else is in. So, sorry Charlie, but that's what we're doing. All right, here we go. I love whoever made this. It sounds great. We're just gonna use it as a template for now. We're gonna tweak everything later. All right, but what's his notes? What's he hitting? And then the 6. Minor. Okay, that's fine. So let's go back to here. A. Of course it's A. Alright, here we go. Check me out, look. Ew. Oh, gross. No. Not what I wanted. Hang on a second. Okay, this thing's gotta go. Okay, first of all, That flopped. I thought I was really looking forward to that, and it just didn't work. So I'm actually gonna set this as a background instrument. Let's try it again. Let's try to get something cool. I like that. I'm gonna pair that. We're gonna kind of do something that's a little more ethereal, something that's not as like in your face. Because I hope to have a girl vocal on this. We'll see what really happens. But all right, here we go. Sweet. Now all we gotta do is, I mean, I can EQ this a little more. Let's see. This is my highs. This is my lows. But I want to get rid of the bass in that low because I'm gonna use something else for the bass. So you can just go to like 120 here. Maybe even 90. And then let's do I'm gonna call this my synth. So go to group, synth. So we go to, call this Twinkle Serum 1. And then this is gonna be Twinkle Serum 2. And these are all, I'm just picking these because, you know, I want to. It's not like this is the final thing. This is just an idea. Gonna make these go a lot farther too. All right, here we go. So I got those two, and then now I'm gonna do that's synth. Let's create a new MIDI track. This is gonna be my bass. Bass is red, because it's hardcore. And I want a respace, because I love respace. So if you type in res, probably gonna get a bass. Honestly, I mean, yeah, that's, gotta get that. Impulsive buy. But let's go to like your library res. I have a res that I really like. This one. This Reese Road, man, I don't know who did it. He did a fabulous job on it. And we can always change it, so don't worry. Let's go here. I've got Reese Road first. And then we're going to, okay, shh. All right, here we go. A. I can hear that impact's actually getting in the way, so let me do this. Take my volume right here. I'm just gonna make it fade up. Okay, here we go. I think this is it, y'all. All right, let's hear it. Boom! Yeah! So sick. Probably super loud too. Yeah, it is very loud. That's why you have to do this gain adjuster. So right there, you're gonna need another impact. So I just do like, let's do another impact in the key of A. I mean, that one's cool. I don't see any reason not to use it. So if we go to sound effects, is it in drum? Yeah, impact. So it'll be like this. But you have to go back to, you got to make sure your bass right here cuts out for a second. So. Nah, that's not hitting like I thought it would. So let's just do like a, what are they doing? It's just like a tom. Like a big tom, kind of mid-rangey kind of thing. Key of A, of course. Thanks, Glitch Mob. I do like Glitch Mob stuff. So let's go to, these are our drums. Let's do another one. And we're going to call this audio track Tom's. Excuse me. So this is going to be Tom 1. And it's going to be Tom 2 because we're going to pan them 2 different ways. Dang it. Key of A. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so let's make them the same shortness too. They're both going to have a little deal here. This one seems to be a little bit louder, so let's actually unwarp it and bring it down a little bit to kind of match the gain. I'm not too worried about, is that the same? It's a little louder. Okay. So you got something like this. And if that's not loud enough, obviously we can just, each one can have its own utility. Okay. So let's go here to Tom. Let's go to audio effect. So utility, let's put a +6 on it. And then same here, utility +6. Put some reverb on that mug. That's also what he's doing. So call my name in the dark. So call my name. They kind of have a, I'm going to put an EQ on each of these. They're a little bit, the highs are rolled off on them. I don't know if that was intentional just to keep the girl's voice there. All right, let's put a kick right there too, and let's side chain it. So kick, key of A, and this can just be short and stabby. I don't want my library, I want everybody's stuff. That's kind of dope. I like that. Okay, so if we go to Let's just make another audio track. Put this dude in here. And then what we want to do, this is called build kick. And this guy's short and stabby and flabby and all the things kick-esque. So first of all, you're going to want to increase that volume. I can already tell. Let's do by +6. But what you want to do to the bass is go here and put a compressor and sidechain from build kick. So here we go. What are they doing here? It's a little bit more thuddy. Let's see if we can get this to go a little bit lower. And do the same thing on this guy. I think it needs to be more thuddy. That's good. Knock, I like that. No worries. Alright, here we go. Let's just make sure this is the same. Cutting this at 90. Maybe even more, maybe even 100. I really want the sub from that kick to be the main thing that pops through. Here we go. Not bad. $7-11. Is that what it is? $7-11? $7-11. It's real subtle. Okay, gives it some highs, but not too much. Alright, so let's listen at what we're doing here. It's kind of like that clap. So let's go to our clap. This guy can go way up. Okay, I like this clap, but I want to duplicate it and make one go this way at 10, and then this one is going to go at 10 the other way, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do some like saturation on it. There we go. It's feeling a little bit more. Where's my something like that. Just giving it some tonality. All right, so we've got pretty much drums are ready to start having some fun. I like it so far. Everything looks cool. Let's just make sure this is where it needs to be. Now there's one thing I want to do with the bass. I want to duplicate it and then call this grime bass. One of the basses that I just downloaded was super cool, and it's got, you know, everything I'm looking for when it comes to building out a bass. So let's do that real fast. Let's go to sounds and go to presets. It's the one that I said I had to get. This one. See how it goes up like that? That's actually really common. I think Knight Rider, AC Slater, whatever his name is, uses that exact sound. It probably is that exact sound. A lot of times for like anyone who's watching thinking you can't use Splice, I don't want to hear it. So many people use Splice and they make hits. Like, just don't worry about what everybody's doing. Make a hit. Don't make it exactly the same, but just make a hit. Make it yours. Have fun. I think it's more important to perform than to underperform. Here we go. Or like to hold back because you think someone, you know, oh, I can't put this out. It sounds too much like somebody else. Do you? And somebody might really like it and put you on, and, you know, you have a chance to tour. I mean, that's our dreams, right? As producers, to actually do it. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. Yeah, I love that. All right, so what does he do here? All right, let's do something fun here. Let's do like an EQ3, EQ3, and we're gonna take all the bass out. Let's see what this sounds like. Start bringing it in. Okay, and then what we're going to do here is we're going to take kind of the opposite with this guy. We're going to make the bass disappear. Okay, same thing here. It's kind of a fun... But I also don't want to give away too much of the highs, so we're actually going to use an auto filter for this one. And we're going to make it do something like this. Yeah, sick. Right here, all cut out. This one actually does a snare. this guy, I think. What is this dude doing? Yeah, he just needs to be louder. No worries. Make this dude super loud. I like that. But let's do this with it at the very end. Because this guy should be just completely out at that point. So it's like... So let's go over here. Let's go to envelopes. We're going to go to MIDI control, pitch bend. We're going to do like a quarter. Wait, why didn't it do it? Ah, wrong one? Dang it. Dang it. That's okay. Envelopes, MIDI control. Perfect. Now we got kind of a cool intro into our super hard thing. All right. So let's turn off, or let's listen to what Reaper did. I think I can find that bass real fast. Doesn't seem, it just seems like an 808. Doesn't really seem. Terribly hard. It doesn't have like much on it. It's all about tones. So if you just listen to the sub, I mean, that's literally just a sub. Nothing crazy going on here, just 808. Yeah, it's right here. It's bass. But is it 808 or is it actual? Let me hear. Yeah, I don't think it's an 808 because it's not dying. It's pretty powerful. So let's go to just bass. We don't have to have the genre. I think I actually, like, if I were to go to my sounds, my presets, and type in bass, I feel like I've got one that's pretty good. Gotta listen to his real fast and hear what he's doing. Okay. That's it right there. Something pure, something massive. I have a sub to, what is this, my bass? So let's see, let's insert a new MIDI. We're gonna call this sub bass. Now the whole goal here is to make your sub bass as thick and big as possible with, you know, you gotta do your kick, sidechain it and whatnot, but plugins. Okay, here we go. All right. So let's go to this guy. Let's listen to what he's doing. Okay. Let's go to quarter. I think that's exactly what he's doing. Oh, he's going high there. So let's do that. All right, let's see what he's doing. I think this is just like a half. Yeah, I think it's just like an eighth note. One, two, three, four. Okay, got it. And here he goes. I think this is okay. All right, so that's pretty much the bass. And then what you're going to want to do is come to your compressor and you want to sidechain from kick. But check your master on this. Okay, so what I'll do here is do like a limiter again to push the gain until it's like super hot. See how now everything's the same level? Gives me a different tone too. But if I don't have it on, watch what happens. See, they're different. They are different sizes, which is fine, but I don't want that. I want them all to be the same size. So if I give them just 3 into a limiter, now all of a sudden they're all the same. Well, I might have to do 4 because that one's not big enough. There we go. Now they're all the same. Except for that last one, so I gotta go one more. So 5. There we go. All the same. And they've got the now you look at your master. That's all he's doing right there. But you want that top layer, right? So let's pick out, this is pretty easy. Type in lead, but then go to drum and bass presets. And you can just find what he's using. I mean, it doesn't have to be the same one for sure, but let's go to genre. Let's go to drum and bass. Drum and bass, big room. Drum and bass. Let's listen first. So it's like a very thrashy sound. Something like that. That's it. That's exactly what he's using. All right, let's do it. This is about to be fun. So we've got bass, we've got synth. So this is probably going to be our lead synth. All right, here we go. Let's see how close we can get just by using one Serum preset to what he's doing. I think it's going to sound very much the same. At least close, you know, tonality wise. So, and that's all it takes to make a hit. I mean, I think his song has like 4 million plays or whatever. So let's do it. But let's go to our sub. I don't want sub, but I'll handle that in a minute. So let's go to my bass. It's pretty much going to be the same thing as the bass, but I think it's going to be an octave up higher. Hang on 1 second. I'm almost done.
Don't we have to go soon?
What's that?
Don't we have to go soon?
Yeah, I'll wrap it up. See ya. All right, I gotta head out, but this is basically, I'll send this off and see if he can come up with something close. But in 1 hour, or 2 hours, we almost came up with the exact same song, which is pretty crazy in a way. Now, of course, you're going to have to put some saturation and really beef up. This Serum preset, I mean, you can flick through these. There's a lot of things you can do with it. Okay. That's it. Just keep going. Keep making it look good. And have fun. All right. Peace.